What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Wealth Not Weight. I am your host, as always, Joseph Coizza. And today we're making a video I kind of hoped I'd never have to make. The best way I feel to put it is to just kind of come right out and say it. And that is that me and my family are selling the restaurant. To those of you who know me well, you know this comes as a big surprise, I'm sure, for a lot of you. And even to those of you who really don't know me too well, you know that the backdrop, or you hear me talk about it, the restaurant has been a huge part of my life for a large portion of my life. I'd say, over a third of my life. I've worked and been here for over 7 years, and we've been coming here as customers, at least, ever since we moved to Florida quite a few years ago. So this is a big thing for me to go through, and I'm going to talk about that a little later on. First off, I guess I should do the whole generic thing of like, comment, subscribe. I really don't want to make this a whole regular video and just talk about subscribing and comments and stuff like that. I really want to get this across and talk to you straight up and in an honest, very real fashion as best as I can, because I feel everybody out there deserves that. And I feel maybe this will help me get through it as well. The reason why we're selling, or at least closing the restaurant, I don't know if we're selling at this point, and nobody's gone through it yet, obviously, because we're still here. And not for lack of trying, we went through, I'd say, probably about six to eight buyers already. It's just nobody really wants to jump in the restaurant industry at this moment in time, and specifically here at this moment, because of a lot of factors. The thing that's pushing us to close now is that our rent is a ridiculous amount for we're, I think, a 1,400 square foot place. I mean, it's the dining room is the size of a living room and a kitchen, and the kitchen in the back is smaller than most people's bedrooms. It's probably the size of a walk-in closet for some people. It's ridiculously small. But our rent is close to $6,000 a month. That's fucking ridiculous. For those of you who don't understand real estate in our area, for something in the Pinellas County area here, you go over to Clearwater Beach, you go to Indian Rocks Beach, and get something a lot bigger, twice the size, for that price. But ever since Publix bought this facility, Publix, I am not a huge fan of them as a company. I'm actively not shopping there. I know me not giving them their patronage is going to affect their business, but just personally for me, I don't enjoy their company. We've been trying to talk with them and get things worked out, and they're the biggest pains that I'm going to say, allegedly, I feel, and these are my personal opinions. I'm not, speaking out against it in a way, but this is my own personal feeling. This is how I feel about them. As I have the right to say, First Amendment speech, I have the right to give my opinion on something. I feel they are a not good company. When they put the notice on the door, blatant, clear as day for everybody to see, because Dad wasn't here to sign for it. And at the bottom they have their whole thing, well, shopping is a pleasure. It's like, fuck you, you're gonna put that in your notice? Like, I get that's your tax, you're gonna put that? Fuck you as a company. That's my opinion on it. And for those of you like Publix, I'm sorry, unsubscribe, comment, whatever you gotta do. I don't care. I don't like them as a company, and that's my feelings on it, my experience. Plus their produce sucks anyway, in my opinion. But yeah, so the rent is extremely high, and we are several months behind just because we're not doing the business. There's a lot of factors that really go into it. Aside from the restaurant industry, I think probably 4 or 5 restaurants in our area that went out just in January. So we're already leaps and bounds ahead of other people, but it's just the whole partnership that Dad has. Dad is giving 110% all the fucking time. I said in one video, the man's here for 16 hours a day, busting his ass. He is, a man with a family who wants to be able to see his kids grow up, spend time with them, go play baseball and, toss the football around, typical father-son stuff, and he can't do that. Or spend time with his wife, or fix his home, or take care of the dog, and he can't do it because he's married to this place all the time. And that's why he's been trying to sell for the longest time. That business has just been down. In our area, business has been down. There's, I'm sure, a lot of things that we can do to affect that, from the staff to me personally. I could have been here more, I could have done more, to the ownership of it, both my dad's business partner and Dad obviously he's giving 110% and maybe not giving things a clear mind because he's busting his ass all the time, so he can't approach things with a clear mind from a business point of view as he should have, and he's always behind on things because he has a million things to do. Practically running the place by himself, so that ain't the way you gotta run it. That's pretty much the main reasons for it. We've been trying to sell it. We have a lot of great people who are really interested in the restaurant, a lot of not so great people who are interested in the restaurant. We went through it, and just at the end of the day, they're saying, hey, with the industry the way it is and the rent specifically, it just isn't worth us to go into it. Everybody knows that fucking $6,000 is ridiculous. It still hurts, and it still affects us, but that's kind of the reason why we're closing. Now I want to talk to you guys openly about how I feel about it. Obviously, Dad's upset. He's going to be excited, though, because he could do plenty of other things to support his family, spend time with his family, make a lot more money than he's making here, and not have to bust his ass all the time just to make ends meet doing something else. And I applaud him for that. You know, family will be happy to have him back and everything, but me personally, I'm happy to have Dad and everybody and be able to do this. I am, to put it very bluntly, heartbroken at this, and I just keep sitting here at night trying to wonder how the fuck this is going to go, and just coming to terms with it. I know this was going to happen. I know, and I understand we were on borrowed time. We never owned the building. I understand Dad had a business partner. I understand there's a lot of things, but being here since I was 13 years old, I was fucking 13 years old when I started here. And I worked as a busboy. I cleaned every single one of these tables a million times. I walked around, and I remember telling in a video, hey, what happens one day if I own this place? And then I got to own this place, and then I got to have the experience. I got to talk to all these amazing customers. And yeah, of course, you dealt with your dickheads every now and then, but it made for a learning experience, and you had fun with it. And I love every second of being in this place. The food is great. It's exciting. All my friends get to be here, and there's not a dull moment. There's never, even if it's something crazy or hurtful or insane, there's never a dull moment when I'm here. And this place has given me just so much. I'm just looking up the sign that I could hardly do it, and in the beginning, I was in tears, but now I've gotten to the point where I could really speak about it. It's like I talked about in grief. You got to cry it out. You got to get it out of your system. But then eventually, you have to move on. The sun will come up tomorrow, and that's in the headspace I'm trying to be in and express it to you guys as best as I can. And my main goal at the end of this is to be prepared and to be ready. Whenever we close, whether it's now, tomorrow, next week. We're planning, kind of show you guys when I'm setting this up. I don't know when this video is going to be coming out, or it could be fucking the end of the year. Who knows? I'm just saying. I don't think so, but who knows? Whenever we close or sell, I want to be ready, emotionally, physically, financially. I want to be ready, and I want to take this time just to sort of say goodbye. I want to take this time to just cherish every single moment that I can here. I've been trying all the food. I've been taking pictures. I've been reliving memories. I've been telling the friends I could tell. I haven't told everybody, but I've been telling the people who are really close to it and who I was able to talk to about it. I've been kind of keeping the secret for a few years with us trying to sell it, but now it's out in the open. And I'm truly and truly heartbroken, and I'm trying to get through it. I'm so grateful for everybody who came in, who gave us our patronage, every customer who came in, whether they were mean or a jerk or the nicest, sweetest people. It was just like last Saturday. Everybody was here. We have a group of the winos, we call them, when they come in, because they always bring their own wine, and they're such sweet people. Most of them are retired. They're the nicest people. There's like 12 of them. And they come in, and they were singing. There was somebody's birthday, and somebody, oh, it's my birthday too. And it was like a sitcom episode. We're all singing and dancing and having a great time. Everybody was eating and drinking, and it was literally the most Italian, fucking amazing thing you could have pictured in your life. And we had such a good time, and that, I think, can sum up my entire experience at the restaurant. It was just such a good time. Me as a business professional, watching my father do everything, I know what to do, I know not what to do in business. I know if I'm going to call a place a home, which this place, as I'm sitting in it right here, is like a second home to me, sometimes more so than my own home. My own home I share with, obviously my family, but this place I could come at night, and this was just me. This was my place. This was my home. This is a part of me. And now having to say goodbye to it is the hardest thing I think I've ever had to do in my life. And if not, it's up there. It's neck and neck with anything else I could have thought of. And just the experience that I've had here was so amazing. The things I've learned and the person I've become, I wouldn't be the person I am. And I probably wouldn't be talking to you right now if it wasn't for this place, if it wasn't for everything I was given, if it wasn't for the financial gain I've gained from being here, if it wasn't from the knowledge I've gained from being here, if it wasn't the emotional support and the person and just the pain and the happiness and just every emotion, everything I could think of from being here, I wouldn't be the person I am today. I learned so much about business and customer service and having to deal with people and talking to people. I learned a lot about myself, about what I wanted from life, about how I want to handle things and who I want to be. I learned about family and friends, and it just brought together. It was equal parts a clubhouse as it was a restaurant, as it was a family business, my place of employment, and a home. That's what this place was to me. And that's what this place always will be for me. And I'm just so grateful to have that experience in my life and so thankful for everybody who's given that to me and helped me along the way and made this a reality. If it wasn't for us and my family, this place would have been closed 5 years ago. The old owners would have shut it down, they would have gave up, and they would have called it quits, like the whatevers. I could call them a bunch of names, but I'm not, because I'm not that kind of person, and I don't hold any pain in my heart towards anyone. But it would have been shut down and it would have been closed, and we wouldn't have had the great memories, and I wouldn't have changed people's lives like I did. This was a staple of our community. You know, we didn't go out and throw pizza parties for the homeless every weekend, but we were here during the hurricane. We were one of the only restaurants that opened up the next day. Thank God we had power. You know, when somebody needed, food, we were here to cater that party. We catered weddings. We had made so many friends. Generations. We knew people whose grandparents came in since the day it was open, and then their parents came in, and then they came in, and then they're taking their children here. We knew generations of people, and this place was such a staple of the community. My school knew them. Other schools knew them. We supported every school under the sun. We were there for everyone after every game, after every wedding, after every heartbreak, everything. We were the place you came on your first date. We were the place you came for homecoming. We were the place that you came after Friday night lights. Every time. We were that place. We were that home. And I like to think that we would continue to be that home. And this place will always continue to be my home. And I'm just so grateful for the experience and being able to give back to everybody. I wouldn't have the money. I wouldn't have the money to start a YouTube channel. I wouldn't have the money to have a book. I wouldn't have the money to know what to do with my money. I wouldn't have lost all this weight. I had a lot of weight problems because of all the food I would just be able to freely indulge here. And now being able to manage myself in a constant, what you would consider unhealthy environment for food. I have pizzas and sodas and soups and sandwiches and all types of desserts going out every day left and right, and I could have that as much as I would like for as long as I would like. 24/7 I could be here eating cannolis if I wanted, but I don't, and I have that self-control and be able to then progress forward and learn about healthy foods and be able to make that food here and do stuff and progress flavors and just everything, every opportunity. Every recording studio, when I did my old podcast back in the day, the ability to record here. When I was tired from a drive and I didn't want to waste any more gas, I'd come here. When I needed a bathroom or soda, or I just wanted to bring somebody some pizzas. Where else can you go and get 5 pizzas and just show up? I could tell, our one pizza guy, this bless his heart, one of the nicest dudes, hey, can you make me like 5 pizzas? No problem. 45 minutes, I had 5 pizzas in my hand for free. Where else can I do that? Anytime somebody wanted a pizza party, I was there, It was great, and I was able to give good food. People came back from Italy and said, man, I missed your pizza. Your pizza was better here than it was anywhere else. And it spoke to me. We learned a lot of customers. We had friends who unfortunately passed away here. We cried. We went to their funerals. We know people. We came in. We were part of their lives. Like I said, weddings, funerals, births, everything. Baptisms, you could name it, we done it. We've been here, we've been a part of it, we made customers, young and old, man, woman, everyone. We've made friends and customers and here and experiences and enjoy. We are a place where a lot of people don't really have anywhere to go, and guess what? They come here. Aside from maybe their church or their local, other community centers or something, they come here, and that's their home when they have nowhere else to turn to. And this was my home for the longest time, and I would like to consider it will be. So without pushing further and harder, I am so grateful for everyone, everything, and for this place for giving me the experience that I have and for making me the person I am today. I love everybody who came in here. I love all the employees, and I know everybody's had their differences and pain and whatever was going on, but I love the experience I had, and I'm so grateful for everything. I'm so grateful for all of you for coming in. I'm so grateful for all of you watching and continuing helping me reach my dream while also keeping this place alive. And I'm so grateful and full of love, which makes it so hard. It brings so much sadness to my heart that this is now the case and that we're closing. And that I won't be a part of this anymore. But this place will always have a special place in my heart. It'll always be my home. And it'll always be a part of me. And maybe one of the best parts of me. The best part of me and best part of my history. So that's where I want to leave it on. You know, aside from the pain, aside from that, it's just thank you. I'm so grateful and so full of love, and thank you for everything. Everything that you've done for this, for me, for the viewers, for everything. Thank you. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you. I have, currently do, and will always love you forever. Thank you for giving me everything. My restaurant, my hangout, my job, my home. Thank you. Thank you.